Okay, day 2, 3, 8-ish. Never mind, I won't be drinking my smoothie. That's fine. That's fine. Anyways, I played the first, like, hour and a half of, Danganronpa, and, anyways, I go back to it, a freaking copyright claim. It's like, okay, first of all, sure, you can have it. The only problem is it will not be shown everywhere, and low-key, I just don't want to have that be a problem. So I'm just like, no, just cut the freaking sequence out. The problem is sometimes they copyright claim and it only says one part, but it's like all of it. Like with this, it said, that my video of this video, edit of this video that I'm watching, it's like, only right here is copyright. I'm like, oh, that's weird. So I looked, and then when I clicked, okay, take action, it highlighted all of it. I'm like, okay, never mind. I'll just not have it up, which is fine, which, like, kind of, I'm surprised, that it was up since December to this month. That's 8 months of it being up. It's kind of surprised it was up for 8 months, but at the same time, we're 7 months, it was the end of December. But what happened was that my siblings, like, oh, they probably aren't as strict anymore. I'm trying to suggest maybe trying to find clips and stuff, but I'm like, no, they're all gone. If they found my video, nah, man, they're all gone. I'm like, maybe check a secondary website, but there's no way in hell. There's no way. Even compilations. Because I'm like, why did, like, okay. So they claimed mine to the point where it's like, don't demonetize it, or give me the monetization, like the Danganronpa with just that sequence. But instead they did it with, the whole video, and I'm like, yeah, I actually forgot I did it, so I'm like, yeah, of course, duh, took it out. I put it up as a last minute decision when 3 in the morning used to be very, very late, so I'm like, yeah, of course, just take it out. So, that's what I did. Here. But yeah, so, like, my siblings, like, what if you just, somebody that put it up now? And I'm like, okay. But yeah, so, it's funny, because, like, for that, I understand, like, I don't think I should have put up, this video that I'm watching, like, that edit. But the fact that the other one was automatic, I guess that sequence is copyrighted, which made me think of the person that I watched that had the sequence. And he must have also got copyrighted, which I'm like, do you just, I guess, like, some people, like, are like, oh, well, the monetization anyways on YouTube is so bad, it didn't matter. So I guess. Oh, anyway, so yesterday, I did 2 in a row, because I was gonna go out to a battlefield park, and, be outside. So I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to do that and this. So I decided to just not do it after. So I didn't. when we were there, it's only open from sun up to sundown. So we went and it was starting getting dark. And it was so great because once it started getting dark, it wasn't fully dark because obviously the rules. But as we went in the distance, and like where we are, but especially right where this fence was with the cut grass to uncut grass, and right there was just so many fireflies or lightning bugs going and flickering around. And the great part is you can't really see them unless there's a light behind them. They randomly just go bing, 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 bing. But sometimes they kind of bang at the same time, you know? But it's so great because they light up. They literally light up. And I have seen them my whole life here, but they're always so fascinating. They're always so amazing to me that they're just these long beetles. You know, they're not big, they're very tiny, but they're not like round, you know, they're not like a ladybug. They're like more like this shaped. Ladybugs are like this shape, yeah, they're like this shaped. And their butts light up. And I remember when I was little, I learned that girl fireflies, they light up more frequently than guys. And they just light up. That's what they do. And it was so amazing because, like, that's so great. And we would catch them and hold them, and, you know, like a lot of bugs, they're chill. They just chill on your hand. So you would just get them and they would just sit there. It was great. So I want to take pictures of them, but they're really hard to do because they're flying through the air. There is no way to take a photo of it, only video. And unless I was hoping maybe one day I can make my sibling actually do it, have a camera that just takes in so slowly so much light and then takes a picture, it will have to be pretty dark out because it will just get so much light in it that it will just be really bright. But if we could do that and have all the lightning bugs show up, would be amazing. Like, no other light has to be there. It has to be dark with just fireflies. We could theoretically try that in our front yard. However, we're next to a street, obviously. If a car comes by, or a house light's there, or light from a different area, it will just mess up it. And it's like they did it, these guys, they did it with the sky. They took those photos by the sky, they need a really good, not magnifying glass, telescope lens, but pretty much what they did is they just had the shutter open for so long that all of this light got taken in. So each little star, the longer it was open, the little stars, the little ones that you might not even be able to see with your eyes, were in this picture. So the problem is, those are constant. Stars' lights are constant. Fireflies aren't. So I don't know if it'd even work. But the only way you can get these fireflies, again, is not a photo. It has to be a video. Because they just go beep. That's it. That's as long. Just beep. Flashlight. Boop. Flashlight. Boop. Flashlight. Boop. Flashlight. And of course they're flying. So you can kind of tell which way they're going when they're flying because the light turns on, but only for that second, because if it's too dark to see them just floating, unless again they hit the sky the right way and you can kind of see them. But if they're too like a darker, like the field behind them, you can't see them. It's just the blinks of light. You just see the life in the sky by them blinking. There's no other, like, all the other bugs can be flying around. small, you won't notice them. But you can only notice these fireflies because they go boop, 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 boop. And that's it. That's the only way. And it's not like they're just yellow in color and reflect light. No, they make it. They make it with their butt. Their lower half of them just lights up. And up underneath the wings, only their stomach. And so I got a picture of it on a blade of grass, and the light is illuminating, of course, obviously, their own legs, and also the leaf where like the blade of grass that was on. And it's like, oh my god, it's so amazing. I think I want a tattoo of it. I think I want a tattoo of a lightning bug with light refracting, radiating, I don't know, the light, like yellow, getting out of it. I think I really want that. Because that is so amazing. It is so amazing. And fireflies and beetles in general, I love bugs. I have a beetle with its wings pinned open. I got cicadas pinned, and everything. The carcass, like the shells of cicadas and all that. Cicadas are amazing. They transform. They change. They look different for years, just to come out of the ground, molt it, and look the way that we know a cicada looks for a couple of days. And that's it. They just die and they look that way, but we know they look this way because that's the way we typically see them. But they look smaller, so much smaller. I don't even know how they fit in the shell. I seen a cicada right next to its shell. I don't know how it fits in it. I don't know. I understand butterflies, their wings are up, you know, it undoes, but with a cicada, that's your body. How is your body fitting in that? And it's amazing. So anyways, with fireflies, it's just, you know, you see them and they just are not brown, they're black and light colored, and almost to me just look like a sunflower seed. That's like kind of what they look like to me, a sunflower seed. And the fact that the sunflower seed that lights its butt up and flies through the sky, flies through the sky and lights up, and that's all they do. That's it. That might not be all they do. They might do other things like eat meat. I don't know. What do they look like? Probably they look like little worms. Little larva worms. I don't know what they're called. Little pretty beetles. They are ugly. Disgusting. Vile. Yucky. Looks like maggots. But beetles, oh, they're beautiful. There's so many beetles. I think beetles are one of the biggest variants of kinds that there are, and they're huge, heavy, like a cue ball in pool, like really heavy and big. They're dense. And then you have such small ones like ladybugs. They're so tiny and delicate, and then they have their own unique thing. There's so many variants. They have ladybugs with the different dots, and they are so unique. With the younger they are, the less dots they have, and then they get older and they get dots, and oh, so cute, so good. And then there's the opposite like end with like dung beetles who can somehow feel the like they can tell the north because they roll a certain way or something, I don't know. And they have their job. They put things that are on the top of the soil down in the soil and fertilize the soil. So it can be dung, but it can also be like rotten stuff. Like if you have a banana peel and you threw it, it needs to be incorporated into the dirt. Like that, they incorporate things. That's their whole job. And they just mix. That's all their job. They're just mixing, boys. And then they have, you know, they got lightning bugs who light up, which is super unique. And then they have those bugs with big horns, and they just attack. They're just plow, and they use their horn and they get underneath their foe and they flip them. They can just flip. They're beasts. They're amazing. And there's so many different variants and types, and it's so good. So good. So good. Yeah. And what else? What are other types of beetles? I think those are all beetles. I don't know. I ain't no expert. I just like bugs. Yeah, I don't know. And lightning bugs, they're from here, and when I was in Japan, they had a firefly festival where that's it, they had a tent and there's fireflies in it because you light them up and they all light up. And they're beat. I didn't go with it. Oh boy, that line was super long, and I'm like, I'm good. But you know, and there's so many different bugs, and they get so big versus so small, and they're so and jewel beetles, where they naturally lose the jewel part, but they look so beautiful, and obviously you can be done badly, but you can harvest those little wing parts because they naturally shed them, I think. And like that's what I heard one time. I think they were jewel beetles. I don't know for a fact. And there's just so many different types and so many different colors and so many different shapes. They're long, and then there's round, and there's like the thick and then thin, you know. And oh man, it's so good. Beetles, man. Beetles, bugs in general. The beetles, they speak to me. They're amazing. They're amazing.